In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 things that I hate about my TTRS. And if you're new to the channel, this is my 2021 Stage 3 Audi TTRS. I have a couple more cars on my channel, so go head over there and check them out, but let's get into it. Okay, so first thing that I hate about the TTRS is that it does have one cup holder, and that's going to be right in the middle. So for those of you who don't know, this is a pretty much driver-focused car. You got the cockpit just for the driver, and there's actually no display. They want everything to be centered around the driver, which makes sense, and they want to make this a race car, so one cup holder. But when you're in a car like this, you're usually with somebody because it's so cool. You want to have somebody riding in the passenger seat enjoying it with you, and if you do have a drink, then it does make it a little bit hard. Now if you open this up, there is going to be actually another cup holder in here, so before you roast me, this one is a little bit bigger and it doesn't fit a cup that great. It's for like bigger drinks, but then if you do use this, then you don't have access to your armrest, and it makes the car a lot less comfortable to drive. And while we're here in the cockpit, I do want to point out the Alcantara, and you can see that this does get worn down and dirty. This car only has 20,000 miles on it, and my hands are always as clean as they absolutely can be. When you drop this car for service anywhere it goes, you have to just be mindful that the technicians are probably not going to be using gloves. I feel like every time I drop this off for service or someone goes to work on the car, I'm always like, please don't get this Alcantara dirty. But I need to really get on this and clean this, so I might make a video on how to treat this because it's something that I'm gonna have to learn how to do myself, and it doesn't look that great. Whenever you're driving a car with the Alcantara steering wheel, if you're driving it heavy or you're going around a track and your hands are sweaty, this is really just gonna get caked up. So if you do have Alcantara and you're gonna be using it for a track car, I highly recommend getting gloves. And also, I'm just gonna make this like a 2-for-1, so it's gonna be the Alcantara on the steering wheel and these paddle shifters. They are so small. You can see a little bit of overhang here at the bottom and on the top, but they are just like plastic. And for a car like this, I feel like they need to be like carbon fiber or at least metal and just feel legit whenever you click them. It's not like that enjoyable or satisfying whenever you click these and shift the car. And also, I just want to point out that my dad has a Nissan Maxima and he has paddle shifters, and his paddle shifters go up to here. Like they literally are like 5-6 inches long, which a car like this should definitely have that. I don't know why these paddle shifters are so small. This is the same type of paddle shifter that's in my wife's Audi Q3, and all the difference is just this is piano black with a little bit of like an anodized silver on the top, but really not much of a difference. If you're going from a base Audi Q3 to a TTRS, these should be a little bit different in my opinion. Comment down below what you guys think. I know this is a very controversial thing. Do you like the paddle shifters like this, or do you think that they should be like long, bigger? Also, do you think that they should be attached to the steering column or the steering wheel? These ones are attached to the steering wheel. And while we're on the whole steering wheel thing, I just want to point out, this is another thing that I hate about this car, is that the volume controls are on the right side, and I think they should be over here on the left side, and let me explain. So we have a volume knob down here, but if I'm going to use my right hand to adjust the volume, I'd like to have the option to just go over here, hit this volume knob, but if I want to use my left hand, I can't do that. So I would like to have the option to use my left hand if I would like. If I'm holding a drink in my right hand, I'd like to be able to do the volume over here. They should have the OK button and everything switched to this side so that you could adjust the volume with your left hand or your right hand over here. Not here. Not both. You shouldn't be two right hands. Stupid. No. And I actually really love this car, so this is really hard for me to figure out 5 things that I hate about this car. But we're gonna get into this because I love driving this car. This car has so much horsepower that it belongs on the highway. If you're trying to get on it, it absolutely needs to be on the highway, or else you're gonna be wrecking into a tree. I do like to hear the exhaust in the intake, and I like to have the windows down on the highway. But let me explain what I hate, and that's the drone that's caused with this weird shape. It's just, you know, really sporty, really small, but when this window is all the way down, it's almost like you have some kind of drone. It's just the way that the wind is coming through here, just like it like rattles your ears when you're in here, and it makes me want to have the windows all the way up when I'm on the highway, even though I want to have them down. I don't know if it's something to do with this mirror. I've seen a couple people on like BMWs, they get the mirror caps that have a little bit of a sharp angle here, and that helps redirect the air. I have not found anything for the TTRS. If you guys know of anything that I can buy, a mirror cap that has that design that can eliminate that, or if you guys know some kind of fix to get that to not drone on the inside, I would really appreciate that. Okay, another thing that I hate about this TTRS is the wheels. Now, let me explain. The wheels don't look bad. I don't mind the design, but what I do mind is that they're 20s. I'm not a huge fan of that. Not sure why they put such a big wheel with a tiny tire on here. I just don't know what's going on there. But whenever you get online and you start looking around for wheels, you start to run into a huge issue, and that's going to be the offset. These wheels, I believe, are plus 52, and it is so hard to find a wheel that can fit that big brake caliper that is a nice looking wheel, that everybody hasn't legitimately thrown the same wheel on this car, and it's always the same wheel every single time, and you guys know which wheel I'm talking about. And it's not that it doesn't look bad, because the wheel looks good, but it's just overplayed, and I wish there were more options that I could do with this without having the wheels stick out so far that they're just smashing the fenders. But honestly, for right now, I'm just gonna end up keeping these wheels on my car and just dealing with them until I figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Now, last but not least, I'm a DIY guy, and it absolutely irritates me when I have to do oil changes on this car because of the splash shield underneath. This thing has about 12 clips and 3 screws on it that whenever you go to change this, if you do not have a lift of your own, it takes too much time, and I don't have the patience for it, and I don't want to just rip it off because I know that it helps with aerodynamics, it helps with fuel economy, it helps protect everything from rust. But that's it. That's 5 things that I hate about this car. Stay tuned for the 5 things that I love about this car. I'm going to link that here. It's going to be the next video, so make sure you watch that. Don't let this video bum you out. I love this car. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.